Hi, it's Ingrid, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be showing you my physical TBR that I'm bringing into 2024 with me. First of all, sorry about the shadow, but I'm trying to use natural lighting and the sun set started to set 10 minutes ago. So it's very dark outside, and when I turn my light on, everything just turns yellow, and it's not pretty. So I'm using the flashlight on my phone, so the shadow's gonna be here. But anyways, I'm going to take you through my whole physical TBR, every single book, and we're going to count them. I've lost track about how many books I have, so we'll see. The shelf behind me, as you can see, it's empty now. Well, it's empty for books, because I have them all on the floor in front of me. I also have my TBR cart that is full over here, so I'm going to go through all the books that were on that shelf first, and then we're going to move over to the TBR cart. I have a few on my big bookshelves as well, but not a lot. I have one shelf with mostly unread books, and then I think that's it actually. Well, I have two over here, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to start with these. It won't be like split into genres or anything like that. On that shelf I'm going to split it into genres, but I have like a weird organization system on my book cart. You'll see when we get there, but I'm going to start with all of the romances that was on that shelf. So let's go. I'm going to start with the ones that I'm the most excited for, and that is the Magnolia Park series. I read Magnolia Parks in 2023, finished it on New Year's Eve, I think. No, the day before New Year's Eve, and I'm so obsessed, so I'm so excited to continue. I have Daisy Hates, Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, and Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. Another series I'm very excited for is the Chestnut Spring series. I have the four first books. This is like a cowboy romance, and I'm just so excited. I need to read this, and I'm hoping to do it in the first half of the year. I'm so excited for this. But here I have Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, and Reckless. I'm missing the last book, I think, but I'm not gonna buy that until I've finished these. Addicted to You by ingridbakkabiz. I'm so excited for this. I love the feeling of this book. One thing that bothers me is that I've like bought this series in different editions, publishing things, because they were republished or something. But I'm so excited to read this book. Like, you have no idea. I will be doing that soon. I just need to finish some series first, because I've started a lot of series and not finished them. But when I finish some series, this is one of the first ones I'm starting. The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I've had this for a while. Don't know much about it, but it's been like compared to like Disney. There's like a theme park, I think. I don't really know, but I'm going to read it eventually. I don't know. I don't really want to read it, but I'm going to eventually. Hopefully I like it. Book Lovers and Beach Read by Emily Henry. I haven't read a single Emily Henry book, so I think it's about time. I've had these for so long. Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. I loved Things We Never Got Over. It's one of my favorite books, so I'm very excited for this one. I loved Sloane and Lucien, so I'm excited to see their story. I've heard some mixed reviews on it, but I'm gonna see for myself, and I will be reading this soon. Check-in Mate by Ali Hazelwood, another one of my favorite authors. I have loved every single thing that she has put out, so I'm so excited to read this. This is a YA romance, so I don't know how that's gonna be, because she writes like smutty romances. But I'm excited to see. I will be reading that very soon. Probably in January. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I've had this for a while as well. I told myself I would read it in December. That didn't happen. So I don't know if I will be reading it in January or if I'm waiting till next December, because I feel like it just gives me a Christmas vibe. So I need to read it like close to Christmas. The Wish by Nicholas Sparks. Don't know much about it, and I don't really have any desire to read it, but I'm going to, because I have it. It hurts to sit like this. Now I'm going to move on to fantasy. Blood of Elves, the first novel in the Witcher series. I've read the short stories, so now it's time to start the actual novels, and I'm so excited. The A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J Maas. I've read the first one, I'm currently reading the second one, and here I have the next three. A Court of Wings and Ruin, A Court of Frost and Starlight, and A Court of Silver Flames. I have like a bigger edition of this one, and that bothers me so much, but it was so much cheaper than the others, so I just had to. I am a student. I can't spend money. As if I don't have a million unread books. But about the Avatar series, I did love the first one. I don't love the series as much as everyone else does. The second book has taken me a while to get into. I don't know how I'm gonna feel, but I'm going to finish that series this year. That's a goal of mine. Now we're moving on to another one of my favorite authors. My queen, my everything, Leigh Bardugo. The last book in the Grishaverse, Rule of Wolves. I've been putting this off for so long because I'm so scared of ending the series. I don't want it to end, and this is the last like full-length novel. And this series is just so, the universe is so dear to me that I've wanted to read it for so long, but I can't, because after this it's going to end. But I have now started it, and I don't know what to say. But thankfully, just because there's no more novels like those, there's still a few more things to read in the Grishaverse. Demon in the Wood, a Darkling prequel story. This is a graphic novel, so it's gonna be a quick read and I'm excited. The Language of Thorns. I think this is like stories from the different countries in the Grishaverse, so I'm very excited for that one as well. Now, this one is very, very popular, and that's scary. That is the Shatter Me series. I have read the first book and the first novella, so Shatter Me and Destroy Me. Probably going to reread those when I read the whole series, because it's a while ago. I think I read it in 2022. There's a lot of books. I think I'm missing the last novella, but other than that I have the whole series. So I'm hoping to do it this year. I'm going to do it this year. I need to promise myself to do it this year. I will be reading this soon. I told myself I would read it in November. Didn't happen. Now on to some YA mysteries. Nothing More to Tell by Karen M. McManus. I like her writing, so I'm excited to continue. And continuing on with Karen M. McManus, I'm trying to get through her whole backlog. The Cousins. I don't know what any of these books are about, but I loved One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next. And what are the other one? You'll Be the Death of Me. Didn't love it that much, but I want to continue her books. And I like the sprayed edges. Bothers me that this one's black though when the text is gold. Like everyone matches except for this one. Anyways, something that I really need to get to, the Inheritance Game series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I have here The Hawthorne Legacy and The Final Gambit. I read the Inheritance Games in 2022. And I bought this right after because I had to continue, but I didn't. But now I have the rest of the series, so I'm going to read it this year, hopefully soon. The Naturals, also by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Everyone's talking about it and I'm so excited for this. They say it's like a Criminal Minds type thing, so I'm very excited. And it's about kids. I love that. I forgot some romances. Never mind, let's do these. The lighting is falling, that's not good. Oh, I didn't like that. I have the rest of my Colleen Hoover books. The last time I read any of her books were in 2022, but I own some more, so I have to get to those eventually. Without Merit, I have no idea what it's about. Slammed, also no idea what it's about. Verity, I think this one's a favorite. A lot of people love it, so I'm excited to read it. This is a thriller, I think. Never Never, don't remember what it's about. Hopeless, another one that I've heard very good things about, and It Starts With Us, that I've actually never wanted to read, but I own it. I'm gonna put these books back on the shelf now, and we're gonna move over to the cart. Okay, before I'm doing anything, I'm going to just explain to you how I've organized my book cart, and then I'm going to take them out, because it's too hard doing this. I'm holding the camera and my phone with the lighting. Up here I have series I've started. Second one, I have books I bought in, except for that one, but bought in 2022. At the bottom I have books bought in 2022. Here I have books bought in the either first or second half of 2023. Other side, on the top I have books I've planned videos with. Second shelf, the other half of 2023, and on the bottom some random ones that didn't fit other places, and like seconds and more in series I haven't started yet, because I had to wait with those anyways, because I can't read those first obviously. But now let's get back and I'll go through each book. I'm gonna start with books in series I've already started, in no particular order. I just need to go through them. Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story. I've read the first Bridgerton book. I I'm not sure, is this like a prequel story or after or the same? I don't really know. But I saw like clips of the show on TikTok and it looked interesting, so I picked up the book, even though I haven't watched Bridgerton or have any interest in Bridgerton. But this one looked interesting. Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Loved Fourth Wing, need to read this. Have heard some things, but I'm gonna forget about that and just try to enjoy it. Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Wasn't the biggest fan of Icebreaker, but I still want to continue the series. The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. One of my favorite authors. I love her writing, so I'm very excited to read this. The Twisted series. Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, Twisted Lies. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to those books, because I'm like, my reading taste has changed, so I don't know if I'm still gonna like it. Like, I have no desire to read them. If I pick it up, I'm probably going to love it. I just need to have the willpower to actually pick up the book. Bridgerton 2, The Viscount Who Loved Me. I already talked about Bridgerton, so I'm gonna move on. Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald. This is a screenplay. I'm very excited to read it, but I need the first movie screenplay first. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Very excited for this, especially now that the show is out. It's so good, by the way. I need to continue the Percy Jackson series. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I know technically this isn't a series, but the books takes place in the same universe, so I'm counting it as a series. I have the next 3 Poirot books. The Murder on the Links, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, and Poirot Investigates. The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. I read The Thursday Murder Club in 2022, and it's time to continue the series. Now on to some books I have planned videos for. I don't know if you can figure out what I'm doing or not. I leave it up to you. The Hunger Games trilogy. So I've got The Hunger Games, Mockingjay, and Catching Fire. I'm very excited to read those. I have the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. These are very heavy. I don't know why. I'm excited to read those. They're like F1 romances. I'm excited. Throttled, Collided, Wrecked, and Redeemed. 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I'm excited and a little nervous. If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. Again, excited and nervous. Can you figure out what I'm doing with those two? These are more random. I have Normal People by Sally Rooney. His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. And 1984 by George Orwell. So it's been a while. But I'm back. I'm not wearing makeup this time. I'm wearing mascara though, so I try to look a little bit put together. It doesn't matter. I'm going to continue showing you my TBR, and like I said, I have my little organization system on my TBR card. Might not make sense to anyone else, but it does to me. Now I'm going to show you all the books I bought in 2023 that I haven't read yet. Technically, it's not all the books. All the books that doesn't have another place. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm going to continue showing you my TBR now, so let's go. I have When in Rome by Sarah Adams. Never really got into her books. I bought them but never tried them, so hopefully I will be trying some of them this year. The Cheat Sheet, also by Sarah Adams. Same thing, I want to read this year. A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. I don't really feel the need to read this, but I have it, so I might as well try to get through it eventually. Days at Morisaki Bookshop. Don't know what it's about, but I'm excited to read it. Another Norwegian book, and Perfect Storm. I'm excited. It's a crime series, I think. By a Thread by Lucy Score. I really love the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy, so I'm excited to continue more of her books. Also by Lucy Score, I have Rock Bottom Girl. I don't really know what any of these books I'm talking about is about, so I won't be telling you that. The Crow Trap by Anne Cleves. This is the first book in the Vera series. I love the show, so it's time to read the books. The Winteringham Mystery by Anthony Berkeley. I'm very excited for this. This is a classic crime novel, so I'm excited. Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. I've heard a lot about this, so I'm excited to get into this. Is this like the mafia romance? I think that's what people have been saying, but I'm not completely sure. Kane's Jawbone. This is like in the wrong order and you're supposed to like figure it out, and apparently a lot of people can't figure it out. But I'm excited to do this at some point. Happy Place by Emily Henry. Emily Henry is obviously a very well-known and really loved author, but I haven't read any of her books, so it's time that I get through it. With This Kiss by Carrie Hope Fletcher. I remember seeing this in the bookstore, reading the back of it and being very interested, but I just never picked it up. So hopefully this year. We Are All Constellations. I just bought this because the cover is beautiful. Like, look at that. No idea what it's about, but it's gorgeous. V2 by Robert Harris. This is like a war novel, like World War II type of thing, and I'm very excited for it. Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is like inspired by fairy tales, I think. It's not a retelling, but it's like some of the same like characters. So this is a Captain Hook thing, and I'm very excited to get into this series. If We Were Villains by Emma Rio. Heard a lot about this. I think this is like a dark academia kind of thing, so I'm excited for that. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I don't remember what this is about, and I don't really care anymore. The Midnight Game. This is a thriller that I remember really wanting to read the first time I saw it, and then I just never got to it. But I kind of want to do another reading thrillers for a week video, and then I'm going to pick up this one. Another thriller, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides, whatever. I've heard a lot of good things about this, and a lot of people love it, so hopefully I do too. Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I've heard a lot about this author as well, and I think it's a very well-loved author, so I'm excited to read it. The Shadows Between Us. I remember being very excited for this when I picked it up the first time in the store, but then after that I saw some reviews that weren't very good, so I kind of lost interest when I saw that. But I think I should try it out for myself, because even though some people don't like it, I might love it. This Woven Kingdom, the same author as Shatter Me, and I really liked Shatter Me, so hopefully this is good as well. Serpent and Dove. I think this is another fantasy. I don't know much about it, but I know people like it, but it's just so big, so I've kind of been staying away from it, because I don't want a big book. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is a book I really want to get to soon, because I want to read the Caraval trilogy before I start Once Upon a Broken Heart. Was that all the books I had up here? I have this box set of all of the Narnia books, so I've got The Magician's Nephew, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, and The Last Battle. I want to do a reading vlog of this series, so it's coming eventually. Now I'm gonna put these books back and get the rest of them. Okay, we're moving on to books bought in 2022. I've got The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, 2022 and 2021. Hitler's Secret by Rory Clements. I'm very excited for this. Like, I read the back of it and I really wanted to read it. Then I found out that it's technically number 4 in the series, so I put it off. But then I recently found out that you don't have to read them in order. At least that's what some people said, so I'm probably going to pick this up very soon. And also, I want to mention that the reason I have it organized this way is because I'm trying to read some of the books that I bought first. Because I don't want to be like the person who buys books and then never reads them. Because I forget about them and I'm not that interested anymore. So I'm trying to get through some of the oldest books I have. Mythos by Stephen Fry. This is like a Greek gods kind of thing. The Greek myths retold. So I am excited for it. I'm a little hesitant, but I will be getting to it eventually. It's got pictures. Our House by Louise Cantlish. I bought this because it looks like a crime show. And it is a crime show. Hopefully I will like it. The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I bought this a long time ago because a lot of people liked it. And then right after I bought it, I saw a bunch of bad reviews of people not liking it. And that put me off of it. But again, I need to make my own opinion, so I will be getting to it eventually, but it's not a priority. The School for Good and Evil. I'm actually very excited for this one. I did forget about it a bit, but now that I'm seeing it, I want to read it. Don't know exactly what it's about, but it's about a school. And there's like, you get put into the evil side or the good side. I think. I don't know. I'm not gonna give you a rundown of the book because I have no idea. A Darker Shade of Magic, also by V.E. Schwab. I think Hayley Pham, or is it Rachel? Hayley Pham or Rachel Catherine read a lot of the Schwab books. Don't remember which one it was, but they really loved it. So hopefully I will like these books. I'm excited for them, and I will be picking them up soon. The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. I've heard a lot about this book, and people really love it, so I'm excited to figure out my opinion of it, and I think there's a new book coming out soon by this author, and I would like to like get into her writing. Dune by Frank Herbert. I bought this mainly because Oscar Isaac was on the cover, even though it's just tiny, but it's down here. and I kind of regret not getting the normal covers, but I'm also not sure I'm ever going to buy the rest of the series, so it doesn't really matter. But after having this for a while, I decided like I'm probably not gonna pick it up. But now that Dune 2 is coming out soon, the movie, I want to read at least one of the Dune books before I watch that. So I don't know, but I have it. A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I want to get to this, but it's so big, and every book in the series is really long, and I just don't want that. But I want to read the books, because I wanted to read the books before I watched the TV show. But I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that. So we'll see. Elle Melle by M.J. Arledge. I think it's called Eeny Meeny in English, but I'm not completely sure. This is... I don't remember, but I think it's a like crime series, and I'm not completely sure what it's about, but I'm excited to get to it eventually. I think my mom read it and she liked it. Rogue Lawyer by John Grisham. I got this years ago, but I started it like 7 times and always gave up on it, so I don't know. Maybe I like it more now, maybe I won't, we'll see. Før Frosten, Henning Mankell. I thought it was about Wallander, but it's about his daughter, and that like made me not so interested anymore. The Kindly Ones, The Kindly Ones, however you say it, by Jonathan Little. I found it in a thrift store, and it looked interesting, and it was cheap, so I got it. Will I ever read it? I don't know. En mann med navn Ove by, what's his name? Fredrik Backman. I've watched the movie, the original movie, not the American remake, and I want to read the book, so me and my mom bought this together. None of us read it. She read it like years ago, but I'm going to get to that eventually, don't know when. Jakten på Thunder. This is a Norwegian book. I think it's a documentary written like it's fiction. My mom originally bought this because it looked interesting, then she started reading it and realized this is a real story, so she didn't want to read it anymore, so she gave it to me, and I'm excited for it. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I bought this when the movie came out because I wanted to read this before I watched the movie. Never ended up watching the movie or reading the book, and now I'm not interested anymore. So that's really why I need to stop buying books before reading the ones I already have, because then I'm just going to be putting them off forever, and that's not good. Then I have the Norwegian version of Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, I think. Yeah, it's pretty. It's like my mom's. We had it in our old house, and I just asked if I could get it, and she said yes, so now it's in my room. Now, the next books I'm going to show you are like parts of series, but it's not the first book of series I haven't started yet. So I just put them away because I'm not going to read them yet, obviously, because I need to read the first book in the series first. But I have Ricochet and Addicted for Now by Christiane Becker-Ritchie. I'm so excited for the whole Addicted Calloway Sisters series, so I will be reading these this year. I'm making a promise to myself that I will be reading them. The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. Again, can't read this until I read the Spanish Love Deception, so I don't know when I'm gonna get to it. I'm not that interested. Husband Material. I bought this one not knowing it was the second book in a series, so that's very annoying because I really want to read this book. Like, I'm so excited for it, but I need to read Boyfriend Material first. Scarred by Emily McIntyre. Second book in the Never After series. This one is inspired or something by The Lion King, so I'm excited for it. Like, they look interesting, the whole series, so I'm very excited to read it. Kostvinner, second book in the series I showed you earlier, Norwegian book. This I also bought with my mom. We're sharing them, but they're in my room. Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. Again, I bought this not knowing that it was the second book in a series, and that was really annoying because I was so excited for it. But I just don't want to buy the first book in the series, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Once Upon a Broken Heart. Technically, this isn't like out in a series because I don't have to read Caraval before reading this, but I can't accept that, so I need to read Caraval before I read this, so this is on this shelf. But a lot of people love this book, and hopefully I will too, and I really want to read it, so I need to read Caraval soon so I can get to this. Throne of Glass. Technically also not further out in the series, but I want to finish ACOTAR before I get to this. Sorry for being away for a while. I had to go to the store with my mom and it took some time, but I'm back and I'm gonna go through the rest of the books. I don't have that many left. I tried to move all of my books that I haven't read over to my book cart. There's some exceptions, so those are the ones I'm going through right now. I have one Star Wars shelf where I put all of my Star Wars books, so I'm going to show you them now. Brotherhood by Mike Chen. I will be reading this very soon. I'm very excited for it. Don't know exactly what it's about, but it's about Anakin and Obi-Wan, so that will be read soon. The Last Jedi by Jason Fry. I want to read all of the stories at some point, so these are the ones I'm going to start with. The Star Wars Trilogy, Resistance Reborn, The Rise of Skywalker, and Revenge of the Sith. That was all of my Star Wars books. I have 2 historical romances down here. These ones are in Norwegian. Originally, they're not Norwegian, but I have the translated versions. I'm not completely sure what they're called in English, because they don't always do like direct translations. But I'm guessing this is called The Mystery Amy Snow, because that's the Norwegian name. And then Darling Blue is this one, I think, by Tracy Rees. Like, one of the first books I bought when I got back into reading was a Tracy Rees book, so I got more of hers. I have like a bunch of thrifted books, but I don't count them on my TBR, mainly because they didn't fit in my TBR pages in my book journal. But I have them, but just because they were very cheap, but they're like not a priority, and I don't know if I'm ever going to read them. I can mention them. I have 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Darker, and Darker by E.L. James. And then I have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, Courtney's War by Wilbur Smith, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, The Alchemist, and then I have 9 Star Trek books. And then for Christmas, in my stocking, I got Powerless by Lauren Roberts. And then I got some books for Christmas, but I had to return them because I got the Akasora book set, but I already had that. I've shown you some of the ones I've returned it for, and then I also got the Wizard of Oz. And then technically these next ones doesn't count as from, like, this video is the books I'm bringing into 2024. These next 3 I bought on New Year's Eve, but I didn't get them until like a week ago. But I have You've Reached Sam by Dustin Bao. I've looked at this before but didn't end up buying it, so this time I got it. My Mechanical Romance by Alexine Farrell Folnut. It looked interesting and it's a short romance, and I just think that's good, especially when there's so many fantasies I want to read. And the reason I bought all of this is because I wanted Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the original screenplay, so I just bought some extras when I was going to buy this. And then obviously I have the Sherlock Holmes collection, but that's displayed on my shelf and I don't want to take it down. That was all of the books that I'm bringing into 2024 on my physical TBR. One thing, I don't know if you know, but on Simon Teen they have free reads. I think they change them every month, so that's good, so I can read some ebooks as well. I read the novella in the Foul Lady Fortune books because I couldn't sleep, and this is short, let's read it. And I never thought I would be reading Foul Lady Fortune, because when people have talked about it I just wasn't interested. But I read that and it was so fun. I really liked it, so I'm going to read that eventually. But I think that's a very good thing. They have like a lot of ebooks for free, and I'm enjoying that because now I can read other books even if I don't own them, and I don't have to spend any money. So I just thought I'd mention that. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so excited to make more videos this year. I have one ready that I'm very excited for. My plan is to post this video before that one. Might change. That's the plan. I will be posting a lot on here this year, hopefully, and hope we all get a good reading year. That's it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, lovers.